Hi guys, Goffy here and welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to talk about film photography because I've had a few of you guys reaching out to me on Instagram and asking me why I just don't shoot film anymore. Especially because this YouTube channel used to be a nearly 50-50 split of film and digital. So in today's video, I forced myself, I know it's a hard job, to take the Leica M6 out and shoot a couple rolls of film. My first 2 rolls of film in 2023. To see if it would re-spark my love of film photography or just kind of confirm my reasons for not shooting it. So first up then, in just trying to make this video, I hit my first mental block, and that's that in my head, film only looks good in good light. And I know that's a little bit of a misconception, and film can look great in bad light, and I do think when I see an overcast day, I tell myself to shoot black and white film. And I did shoot a couple rolls of black and white film towards the tail end of last year, and I've come to a bit of a conclusion, and I know this is super controversial, but I do think I can make digital files look like black and white film. A little bit controversial, I know, but that is definitely kind of like my belief. And when it comes to shooting colour film, I think the absolute opposite is true. I think it's really hard to make digital files look like colour film. And this leads me to one of my first loves of film, and that is the fact that it gives you a different result to digital. And I'm not saying one's better than the other, I'm just saying they're different. And because they're different, there is merit in shooting both. And when it comes to colour film, my colour films of choice are definitely Kodak Gold and Kodak Color Plus. I have a bit of an irrational love of Color Plus because it was the film stock that I kind of learnt to do film photography with. And it's the 2 film stocks that I used in today's video. Now, another one of the problems I had shooting film was the cost. And I know this sounds super hypocritical, sat here holding a Leica M6 and moaning about the price of film. But you know what? I'm not actually moaning about the pounds and pence cost. It was more to do with the sentimental cost and time cost of shooting film. Now, I'm a little bit haphazard, and I've taken the bottom off my M6 more than once with film still inside. And I do think early in my film photography kind of journey, the mistakes I was making with film were definitely a good learning curve, but it got to this point where, to be honest, they were just mistakes. And one of the sentimental cost examples would be a trip that Claire and I took to St. Ives. This was a trip we took super early in our relationship, and I shot film during that trip, and I opened the bottom of the camera and I lost the entire roll. And even 3 years later, it still annoys me that I made that mistake because I have no images from that trip, and it's a trip that we both look back at very fondly. But as annoying as the sentimental cost was, it was the time cost that probably stopped me shooting film in the past. And that time cost is because of YouTube. The 3 or 4 rolls of film that I kind of ruined by opening the bottom of this camera were 3 or 4 YouTube videos that you guys never saw. And for me, there is a pretty big cost associated to that. The time spent planning the video, the time spent scripting the video, the cost of actually booking the trip and like experiencing the trip. There was then a cost in a couple cases of deving and scanning film that then resulted in being no good, and then the cost of not uploading a video that week. And all of this, it just got a little bit too much for me at the time, because at the same time I was trying to take this YouTube channel a bit more seriously and do weekly uploads, and mistakes like this were really getting me down. And at times it does make me question YouTube, because I know for a fact that YouTube changes how I take photos. If it wasn't for YouTube, I would definitely be shooting more film and more frequently, because this time cost wouldn't matter so much to me. In the past, what I was doing to try and negate some of this time cost was I was deving and scanning myself. Now, from a developing point of view, you know what, I actually really enjoyed it, but getting hold of colour chemicals can often be harder than getting hold of colour film stocks. The scanning bit though was the bit that was really getting to me and really annoying me. I absolutely hate scanning. It takes forever, it takes a lot of time, and again, that was leading into kind of lost YouTube videos, because the 3 hours it took me to scan a couple rolls of film could have been 3 hours making the next video. So ultimately, YouTube and the timescales was what stopped me shooting film. However, having said all of that, the last couple of weeks, shooting the colour film through this camera did remind me just how good film is and how much I enjoy film when all of the good things line up. And I think that has been super important to this experiment because I planned this video differently to other videos in the past. I knew I had a whole month to record this video. That meant I could pick out the sunny weekend when we took a trip to the beach. It also meant that once I got home, I had lots of time to send the film away and get it developed, and lots of time to scan it myself. And all of this meant I had none of the time pressures that I had in the past. And I think that is the big bit that led to me really enjoying the last couple of weeks shooting film with this camera. It also really helps, I think, that the result of the film looks really, really good. I'm super pleased with a couple images in this video. And I think this means that what I'm gonna do in the future is I am gonna shoot more film. I'm not gonna let myself go 6 months without shooting film again. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna scatter a little bit of film photography in amongst the predominantly digital YouTube videos, because the good weather, the time to scan and dev, the nice cameras, the good film stocks, all of that stuff, when it lines up, I really do enjoy it. So I'm gonna focus on making sure I enjoy film photography and scattering it in amongst some of my other videos. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, please do not forget to like and subscribe, because there's plenty more Fuji, Leica, travel, and maybe film content coming to the channel very, very soon. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.